Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In tonight's top story, a fatal shooting at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles that left a BMV employee, 33-year-old Akil Greek, dead. At 11 a.m. Friday morning, police were called to the BMV, and preliminary reports say that Greg was shot inside the inspector's lounge in the shed behind the vehicle inspection area. Police said Greg was in a confrontation with another male when he was shot. Witnesses said the suspect exited the lounge and got into a BMW and left the area. According to police, witnesses stated that the confrontation was about personal matters and was not connected with any job-related actions Greg may have performed.
We received a phone call from the inspection lane in regards to shots being fired. Officers responded to the area, and upon arrival, they made contact with a black male who was down unresponsive. The EMS were called, and apparently he may have been pronounced dead on the scene.
Employers, both government and private, should develop instructions or guidelines for their employees on how to identify and respond to these eventualities. Employees should have the basic knowledge of how to handle themselves in these types of situations in order to better assist law enforcement in the event something happens.
Major crime detectives are actively investigating this case, and detectives urge anyone with any additional information regarding this fatal shooting to call detectives at 642-8499, call 911, or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS.
And be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. Meanwhile, 2 copper thieves were caught red-handed this week on the island of St. Croix. Police investigation revealed that the copper wires were stolen from the St. Croix Renaissance Industrial Park. Police arrested the suspects, and NEWS2's Shanika Robinson has details.
2 copper thieves were caught red-handed by police during a routine patrol on St. Croix. According to the officers, the men were walking, hauling spools of copper wiring around their shoulders. Police investigation later revealed that the stolen copper wire was removed from the St. Croix Renaissance Industrial Park.
A patrol car was traveling on the East Airport Road when the officer noticed 2 men walking on the grounds of the Doc James racetrack, carrying 3 rolls of cable wire around their shoulders. When the men saw the patrol unit, they put the cables down and continued walking. The officers stopped and questioned the men and subsequently took them into custody.
The suspects were later identified as 41-year-old Louis Bermudez and 27-year-old Merlin Walker. They were arrested and charged with possession of stolen property.
Their bail was set at $10,000 each. They were remanded to the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility pending further court action.
Officials at Renaissance identified the wiring and confirmed that it was removed from a silo located on the premises. The items were valued by Renaissance at $1,500. Shanika Robinson, News 2.
Remember, if you have any information about individuals who are stealing copper, you're urged to call police at 911 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. The Veterans Service Organizations of the Virgin Islands and the Office of Veterans Affairs will join the rest of the nation in the annual commemoration of Veterans Day on Sunday, November 10th. The Veterans Day Parade will take place in Cruise Bay, St. John at 3 p.m. The ferry leaves Red Hook Dock at 1 p.m. and returns after the parade. Now on Monday, November 11th, the parade participants on St. Thomas will gather at 3 p.m. at the Adelita Cancrine Junior High School and will march down Main Street to Veterans Park. Also on November 11th, St. Croix parade participants will gather at the Frederickstead Post Office Square at 9:30 a.m. and will march down King Street to the Butto Park. The committee extends an invitation for the community to join the veterans and comrades at the ceremonies on various islands to salute and thank them for their service. The Department of Public Works continues roadway improvements on St. Croix, and now they want the community's help for a new project. The department will hold a town hall meeting next Thursday, November 14th, to get residents' input. News2's Erica Parsons has more.
Public Works officials are calling on the community to comment on a new roadway project.
The purpose of this meeting is to provide the community, especially the residents who utilize the road currently, what the department has in store or the plans that we are looking at in developing for the construction of this roadway.
The department has plans to improve Route 85 or Spring Gut Road on the east end of St. Croix. Part of it is currently a dirt road, and the work will start at the junction of Route 62 on the south side and travel northwards about 2 miles past the bridge of Estate Tulip on Mount Welcome. The road project, once complete, would connect St. Croix's east side to the south side.
This roadway will be a two-lane roadway connecting the, as I said, over in the area of Canagata over to the South Shore Road. Complete with this roadway will be the drainage structures, the guardrails where necessary, striping throughout the entire roadway. Right now I don't foresee any type of signalization that would be required. However, all of that will come out ultimately in the final design of this roadway.
A federal mandate dictates that Public Works solicit an environmental assessment. That mandate also requires the public's input, which Small says is not only valuable, but critical.
It's imperative that we have community input to show support or pros, cons, or anything as it relates specifically to this particular roadway project. Oftentimes what we do, we take this community input, their ideas and issues or concerns, and we put that as part of the overall development plan and ultimately the scope of work. And that way we make sure that the community is involved from the beginning of the process to the end.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
The town hall meeting will be held Thursday, November 14th at the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School in Estate Mount Welcome. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. and will go until 8. Well, a Coast Guard rescue crew found themselves on the other side of the boat, so to speak. 3 Coast Guardmen are recovering after their rescue boat capsized today off the coast of Puerto Rico. The 3-man crew was responding to a report of 2 people in the water off the San Juan Harbor. It was during that time when the boat flipped over and the crew had to be rescued by a Puerto Rico Police Marine unit. They were then taken to the Coast Guard base where they were evaluated and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Local authorities did continue the search for the 2 people in the water, but that search was suspended after they finished searching the area. Hiring picked up in the month of October despite 16 days of closed government agencies and national parks. The strength of the latest unemployment report surprised many analysts, but the White House says the shutdown hurt the job market. Danielle Nottingham reports from Washington.
The partial government shutdown did not stop employers from hiring last month.
The people doing business continue to do business and add workers.
The October unemployment report shows the economy added 204,000 jobs, better than analysts expected. But the unemployment rate did tick up from 7.2 to 7.3%. in part because some of the more than 400,000 furloughed federal workers were counted as unemployed. Speaking at the Port of New Orleans, President Obama said dysfunction in Washington is hurting the economy.
We should not be injuring ourselves every few months. We should be investing in ourselves.
While the job market is looking better for some Americans, many young job seekers are still struggling. The unemployment rate for 18 to 29-year-olds, known as millennials, is nearly 16%. Evan Feinberg leads a youth advocacy group and says Washington is in danger of creating a lost generation.
Uncertainty in the economy is making it really difficult for young Americans to find work, and unfortunately there's little reason for hope and optimism in the coming months.
According to the Pew Research Center, a third of millennials are still living with their parents. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
And keeping our eye on the economy, stocks remained higher on word U.S. employers added more than 200,000 jobs last month. McDonald's says sales are slightly up, but the fast food leader is facing tougher competition. McDonald's is adding healthier foods to its menu to boost sales. Soon customers will be able to order salads instead of fries with their value meals. Coca-Cola says it's investing another $4 billion in China over the next 3 years to build factories and launch new products. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all up. The Dow 167, Nasdaq 61, S&P 23. Coming up on News 2, a Veterans Day history lesson perfect for students. The Black Angels over Tuskegee is on stage 8 p.m. Saturday at the Reichold. The off-Broadway production tells the story of 6 African-American soldiers embarking upon a journey to become members of the Tuskegee Airmen. We sat down with some of the actors to learn more. With a lot of support and funds raised, the rededication of the Pine Piece basketball court on St. John took place on Thursday afternoon. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held. Many were in attendance to witness the historic event. The Pine Piece basketball court on St. John has just been renovated, and many were on hand on Thursday to witness a ribbon-cutting ceremony just before a tournament.
As a first-hand witness of this collaboration, I am confident that the concerns of the community have been addressed.
Many residents complained that whenever it rained, the area turned into a swamp and it was unusable as well as a health hazard.
At the Pine Piece basketball court, as you could see, resurfacing was done previously, but because of the overlay and the rains that we used to have, one of the things that we had to do with the scope of work at this basketball court is we had to raise the height of the basketball court so that we could prevent from flooding.
This is truly, truly a glorious day, I would say, for not only the residents and the community of St. John, but the entire Virgin Islands. I think it's been said already that this has been a tremendous collaboration between government and private entities.
Croix, along with Nedra Ephraim, suggested getting the community involved along with Public Works and was able to raise funds over $70,000 in cash and in-kind services, including donation of bleacher and playground assembly.
This could not be here. We had a vision, we had something we wanted to do. We knew that from St. Croix and Frederickstead to Christianstead to St. Thomas, we wanted to make sure that we were able to do things right, and we knew more than anything that this basketball court needed to be done, and it needed to be done to the best of what we had. And when we started down that path, we knew that people like Scotiabank, represented here by Lawrence Hacree, stand up, Lawrence, let them see you. We knew that he would come with a scoreboard. We knew that Jennifer Manarangus would have Innovative be a part of everything that we wanted to do. We knew that Western would help us here and help us down at the recreation center.
The collaboration, like I said, that has been here, the donations, the community effort, the outpouring, the support has been tremendous. I've not seen anything like this in my tenure as yet. But this is not the end. There's much more to be accomplished. There's much more for this territory. Please enjoy today. Enjoy the facility. There's much more to come. Have a good day.
Governor John DeYoung, meanwhile, Jr., and the Department of Sports, Parks and Recreation will host a ceremony on Saturday, November 9th at 10 a.m. to formally name the Friedenhoy Ballpark in honor of the late Ezra Fredericks. Saturday's ceremony will give the community the opportunity to reflect on Fredericks' countless contributions and its passion for working with children and the games of softball and baseball. The governor invites the community to attend as they recognize the efforts of this community activist who did so much for the development of a facility that will finally bear his name. Well, it's one of the most touching veteran stories. The Tuskegee Airmen. The Reichold Center is presenting the Black Angels over Tuskegee, 8 p.m. Saturday, featuring Lamont Rucker, best known for his work with director Tyler Perry. The off-Broadway production tells the story of 6 African-American soldiers embarking upon a journey to become members of the Tuskegee Airmen. An arts and education workshop was held on Friday, November 8th at the Reichold Center. Many students attended a workshop and heard from the actors after a brief performance. The Reichold Center received special funding from the Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation and the VI Council on the Arts to host this production. Reichold partnered with VICA to conduct the free workshop for local students as part of Reichold's Arts and Education program. The Reichold Center is offering a 10% discount on tickets to active and retired military personnel.
And it not only gives the history lesson about that day and time, but it really is a stronger story about not just survival, but really about excellence, self-determination, achievement, unity, and really how important it is that even in the face of any kind of adversity, that you're capable of overcoming it and being successful at a high level if you do it the right way, and in particular if you do it together.
Well, be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.